me. I'm not gonna be fixing any cars because I got a story for you guys. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cootie Time YouTube channel. I said I got a story for you, and by God, I got a story for you. Hang on. Now, if you read the thumbnail, you would know that I am running out of cars. Well, I kind of am. And by running out of cars, I mean that one of them quite literally shit the bed for once. I mean, internally imploded. I'm gonna let you fine folks guess which car you think it was that blew up. Did you think about it? Hell yeah. No. Believe it or not, I don't know if y'all are gonna believe this, alright? It was the fucking Jeep. It was the Jeep. It wasn't the Honda. It was the Jeep. It wasn't the Hellcat. It wasn't the Scat Pack. It was the fucking Jeep, man. Come on. Now, despite what some of you might think, I didn't break the Jeep because I was out there racing soccer moms or old men in Priuses. I was out there door dashing. Now, if any of you know me, and some of you do, I do DoorDash 5 days a week because it pays the bills. And then some. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I'm broke as shit. Reality for you. I was out there DoorDashing, doing my thing, and all of a sudden the Jeep started making a weird ass sound under the hood. Not a metallic sound, but more like a plastic sound. Kind of under the hood. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on right now? Pull over, give the dude his food, get back in the Jeep. It's doing all these weird things, throwing every light on the dash, revving real weird. Pull it over into the grass, this far, for future context, this far into this guy's yard. Which, if you know anything about property lines, I was basically not on his property, but kind of was. Pop the hood, do some looking, very quickly discovered the belt had snapped in two. Wish I had a picture, I should have got one, but I didn't. Literally snapped in two, craziest thing ever. Didn't like thread first, it just blew. Don't know how that works, whatever. At this point, I had two options. I could either, one, figure it the fuck out and get out of there, because I was in a trailer park somewhere, I didn't know where the hell I was. Or two, I could wait for backup, get a ride to the store, make it a little easier, but then I have to wait either way, so whatever. Long story short, I waited like 40 minutes, had my good buddy Nick, thank you buddy, had him show up, help me out. He took me down to Taco Bell and the store. My good buddy Nick shows up, and the moment he does, the same moment the freaking homeowner shows up, and for some reason, I just assume that everybody knows at least something about cars. He shows up and he's like, hey, you can't park in my yard. Like, I'm just sitting there chilling, having a fucking party in his grass. And I'm like, I'm stuck here, homie. The car broke. You think I want to be here? I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying to go home. I'm trying to do more DoorDash, but I was trying not to be there. And I thought, you know what? The hell with this guy. We're gonna take even longer now because he wants to be a real penis. In easy terms, that means that we're gonna go to Taco Bell first, get food, take an extra 20 minutes, then go get the part I need. So we went to Taco Bell, and then we went down to AutoZone. And me personally, I don't really like AutoZone. I kind of prefer O'Reilly's. It's always worked out better for me, and they give me little email coupon things for like $5, $10 off. Who the fuck's at my door? Shout out to Ring Camera telling me there's always a person at my door. Just cars going past my house. We go down to AutoZone, and I tell you what, the guy behind the counter, I don't know who that was, I'm not gonna say where. This guy was a real dick. Even my buddy can confirm. I don't know what this dude's problem was, I have no clue. Was trying to be nice, made one joke, whatever. Their systems were down, meaning like the computers and stuff were not working. He said it was gonna be a minute to ring us up, or even find the part that I needed. And then I made some joke about how if I can't pay for it, I could probably sing for it. And he shot back with, I don't give a fuck, I don't want to hear any singing. And I was like, damn dude, way to be kind of stiff, like the stick up your ass. Needless to say, he goes on down to get the part, gets his number for it, finds it finally, took like 5 minutes. He comes back over, rings it up, and I said, can I get my military discount? And at this point, this dude went from being a real penis, real ass, man, to being the friendliest dude there ever was. I was like, what the hell? How do you go from being some type of way to being Cuddle Bear McGee just because of my prior service? That ain't fair to me. That's not fair to nobody else. If that dude's out there treating people like cheeks, That ain't fair to nobody. Wasn't fair to me. Dude is being rude as shit. Got the belt, got the hell out of AutoZone, and it kind of goes to show why I don't go to AutoZone. I told you I prefer to O'Reilly's, and part of it is because of the people. The people at O'Reilly's, they might hate their lives the same, but they're not as shitty as AutoZone. I'm sorry. They're just not. They're not. All right. We get the new belt, get back down to this trailer park. We spent the better half of, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes getting the belt shimmied in there, getting it put on every which pulley and tightening it up as we should have. Finally get it set up, and I said, you know what? I got this. Watch out. Put the key in there. I went to start it, and I was like, you know what? This might be it. We might be good, right? It's been an hour. It was hot. It was sandy, and it was sticky. Now, I put the key in there to start it. When I tell you, I was mind blown at what sound came out of that motor after I started it. I'm gonna go outside, take the key, probably have to jump start the car, and I'm gonna show you guys just what I heard. All right, I've had the Honda over there, connected from it to the Jeep, trying to jump start it, gave it a few minutes, let it charge up the best I could. Gonna take this key, and I'm gonna start it, but I'm not gonna let it run for too long. I'm gonna let it run just long enough for y'all to hear what's going on. Might rev it once or twice, we'll see. I mean, it's bad. I don't wanna blow it up too bad. I gotta be able to trade it in, you know? Here we go. Hey, here we go. Hang on, let it warm up, Oh yeah. Come listen to that, brother. I don't know if y'all can hear that. If y'all can't tell, something is spinning that's not supposed to. Never sounded better. What'd you think, Junior? Sounded good or what?
No, not really.
Sounded prime, baby. Ready for a turbo. Now, needless to say, something is not good with the Jeep, and I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, it sounded pretty crazy. Now, of course, I've about had it at this point, and I just wanted to get the Jeep home. Yeah, I was willing to drive it even in its condition, because I figured if it's already messed up, how much worse could it possibly get? Well, that turned into us getting about a mile down the road, and my buddy Nick was behind me on the phone talking about, brother, it's smoking. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull over. And so I did, in like the first place right there in town, wherever the hell I was. Get out, check it out. I don't know what it was, but it was smoking, kind of like it did just earlier in the video. Now at this point, I couldn't drive the car home, so I decided we were either one, gonna tow it home, or two, I was gonna call Geico and they were gonna give me a tow for free. Come to find that through Geico, I was within 15 miles of my house, so it was free to me and I didn't have to go get a dolly from frickin' U-Haul and tow it ourselves. Saved me a little bit of time, saved me a whole lot of money, so fine by me, right? Now I was told, hey, you can leave the key with the car. It'll be picked up at 7 o'clock. Don't worry about it. Because it was like 5:30 at this point, and I didn't want my buddy to be held up any longer because he came to help me right after work. Thank you again. Appreciate you, Nick. A lot of help that day. It was fucking sweaty. So we leave the Jeep there, come back to my place, and I'm hanging out and doing my thing, and 7 o'clock rolls around and the Jeep is not here. Or at least they haven't picked it up yet, because I had like a little tracker thing on my phone and it was updating me as they went. They hadn't even shown up at 7 o'clock like they said they would. In fact, they didn't show up until about 11 o'clock. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Because they had called me and said, hey sir, we got busy. There was a whole lot of cars that took priority over yours. For whatever reason that may be, don't know. And we got backed up. And I said, you know what? It's whatever, as long as you get my car, I guess. They said, all right, we're on it. And they called me 20 minutes after this. I mean, it's like 11:30 at this point. And they're like, hey dude, we looked right where you said the car was and it's not there. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not there? At the place I described, like detail for detail, just a little dodgy spot and a little salon next to it. It wasn't nothing hard to describe. I mean, you're telling me my car is not over there where I told you it was? And I made sure this like 4 times because I was like, I might be losing my mind at this point, I don't know. And they said, sir, we couldn't find your car.
You serious?
So next thing you know, I have to call the cops. Never done this before, so by the way, I was a little bit nervous putting that in my phone. I've never done that before. I mean, there was one time I accidentally called the cops, and I think I heard dispatch say hello, and I hit the end button before they could do anything else. So I ended up making like 3 or 4 more phone calls through various forms of the law. Ended up speaking with Sergeant so-and-so, I don't even remember who it was. Come to find, they had found the car. It was not stolen, which by the way, at this point, I had kind of figured that if it was stolen because they couldn't find the car, it was basically stolen for up to 4 hours at that point. That's kind of how I figured it. But Sergeant whoever, she goes on down there, finds the car, and wouldn't you know it, the place that the towing company swore they looked up and down in the same spot, whatever, they said they looked where I told them to look. For like 20 whole minutes, they said they looked up and down this same little spot on the road, right? Said they couldn't find my car, but Sergeant whoever goes to the same place, literally goes down 2 streets and found my car. Car was not stolen, it was just out of sight apparently. Which is fine by me. You know, we found the car, great. But it took me, 4 or 5 hours. Gave me a heart attack thinking the fucking car was stolen. Holy shit, Stressful times. Then come 1:30, the tow truck finally shows up with the Jeep, and the tow truck driver is offloading the Jeep onto my lawn, where it's sitting now. And this dude is giving me a whole lot of attitude, like it's my fault. In fact, he said it was my fault. He said, well, if you had made directions a little bit clearer, we would have found it the first time. And I said, look, buddy, on Apple Maps, in the spot where I was, I can't just show y'all. Some of y'all little nosy bastards would love to know. On this particular spot, there is no nothing, it's just grass. So there's no address I can give any which person, which made it a little hard. But even still, I described the place in a very obvious spot, so it wasn't that big a deal. And I explained this shit 20 times, and this dude's trying to say, it's your fault, we couldn't find it. And when I told him this, I said, look, jackass, it's not my fault, because I couldn't really give you an address. A little nicer after that. Long story short, we got the Jeep back. It's like 1:40 in the morning. I think I just went to bed after that. And that is quite literally it with the Jeep. It blew something up. I had to tow it home. And now it's sitting on the lawn. Mainly because the battery was dead and the guy could not offload the car on my driveway because he said the truck that he was using was like too heavy or something. So lawn ornament it is, and it looks pretty good sitting on my lawn, just saying. Can't have just any lawn ornament. Now, if me blowing up the Jeep wasn't crazy enough, I guess I could give y'all something else. I mean, there was other highlights to my week. I don't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday, but I did win the lottery. Some of you are probably thinking, yeah, right, you didn't win no lottery. Well, actually, I did. Here you go. If you notice right here, you can see that I'm officially filthy fucking rich. Don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I got some big winnings. Maybe I'll put that $4 towards the next Jeep, who knows? I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing my stories, so that's gonna wrap it up for this story, and that is gonna wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed hearing my crazy little story about how we blew up the Jeep, and it was kind of stolen for 4 hours, be sure to hit that like button. And let me know in the comments, if any of you have ever had any kind of situation like this, let me know how it went. Let me know if that happened. Did somebody steal your car? Did somebody set it on fire? Did somebody take it to Vegas and back? Let me know. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of the great videos that we put up every week. And as always, we thank you oh so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for next week's video.